Peace and love, everybody. Thank you for joining me. Just getting myself set up. Much love. Thank you so much for joining me again. Give me a second as I get everything organized here. Perfect. Perfect. Peace and blessings, everybody. Thank you for joining me. This is Speaking with Ajani Bakari Talk Show. I'm your host, Ajani Bakari. I come live every Monday night on my YouTube channel. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for following. Thanks for, all the support and the love. As today's show is the 25th episode for Speaking with Ajani Bakari. And I am very proud of myself, and I'm very appreciative and humbled for the support and love that I've had from all of my fans and all of the folks that follow me and speak to me. I really appreciate it. I love what I do for you guys, and I'm going to continue to do this. My goal is to go for 100 shows. So, for now, let's just celebrate 25. So this is, the 25th show, Speaking with Ajani Bakari. We got some good topics coming up. Tonight's topics is, are you guys tired of Joe Biden yet? Okay. And then the second topic we're going to discuss is the Young Thug case. All right. And we're going to talk about Young Thug's case. And then we also going to discuss, holding black men accountable. What are the things that black men are held accountable for? Are there certain things that we lack accountability at? So we're going to discuss that. So thank you again for joining me as we get another great show for another beautiful Monday night. Hopefully you're at home or wherever you're at, enjoying yourself, relax. And I'm going to bring something to you like I always like to. So thanks again for joining. I'm setting up everything. I got my YouTube, channel working, so you can subscribe at Ajani Bakari. That's the best place to see the show, like I always tell you guys. And I hope that you guys are enjoying all of the shows that I brought to you. You can go back and look at it. I got a whole slew of shows, obviously, and material and content. So we're going to keep this going, and we're going to discuss the show a little bit further here. Hold on, give me a second. All right, booyah. There we go. All right. There go my Facebook folks right there. All right, so let me try to fix this just a tad bit. There we go. So boom. Excuse me. Thank you again. All right. So as we spoke about it again, this is the 25th episode of Speaking with Ajani Bakari Talk Show. I started this a few months back. It's something that I've always wanted to do, and I wanted to get, obviously the point of the show is to get folks to come in and talk to me and have live conversations. And I'm still looking forward to interacting with you folks about any topic you want to discuss. So you are always free to get at me, and you can reach me on on my YouTube channel or on my IG accounts or my Facebook account. The IG account is speaking_with_Ajani_Bakari. So you can go ahead and just DM me there, or you can go to my Facebook, which is Ajani Bakari. You can private message me there or send me a messenger there, or you can just communicate with me right off my YouTube. And the point of the show is to talk about things, right? Because I have a Facebook account. The show is supposed to be a mirror of my Facebook account and the discussions and the conversations that I've had on my Facebook for years. So I bring up a lot of topics, which is usually political topics. I talk about entertainment, obviously, right? Because we have to live our lives. And then I also talk about things that are personal to me. So, we bring up these topics every Monday. And, this is the 25th show, and I feel very proud because when I started this, I didn't know where it was going to go. I still don't know where it's going to go. I have my goals, I have my plans, and I have my objectives for the show. And I'm trying to get better by giving you guys the best material, available to you. As far as the 25th show, I appreciate my progress. I recognize that it's not easy doing this, through all the shows that I watch and all the people who do this. Like I said all the time, this is not easy at all. It is hard to come up with different content. It's easy to come up with short content if I wanted to. I guess I couldn't always talk about the same things, which always brings an attraction, uh, which is either sports or relationship talk, or I guess if you want to talk about it, religious talks and things of that nature. But this show is supposed to be for you guys. So you guys are here to, feed me, and I'm gonna feed you, and it's gonna be a give and take situation. So for the 25th show, I'm proud of everything. I'm proud of you guys. I'm proud of myself. And like I said, I do plan to go 100 shows at least. That's the goal. And maybe in 100 shows, I get somebody to come in and I can get a co-host. And that would be a great thing, to get other folks involved and to really, even do interviews, do more interviews. I will continue to try to, bring that type of content. If people want to debate me, maybe we'll have a debate one day. Somebody can get on. For 25 shows, I think that, this is definitely a mark for me, and I'm proud of what I've been able to bring to the table. And I just want to say thank you guys for supporting me again, because without the content and that you guys want, it doesn't matter what I talk about here. So again, tonight's topic is going to be about, are you guys tired of Joe Biden? You see what I'm saying? We was complaining for 4 years with Trump. We got Joe Biden. We're over a year with him. Are you guys tired of this man yet? Are you seeing the issues that a lot of people were saying about him before his election and being, the president of the United States? And then we're going to talk about the Young Thug case, because Young Thug, got himself caught up in some serious. The feds got him. He got a RICO charge, and we're going to break down what the RICO is and all that. And then we're going to talk about what are the things that black men are held accountable. Do we hold black men accountable? Holding black men accountable. A lot of this accountability talk is going around the internet. A lot of women are held accountable. Black women are supposed to be held accountable for what they do. But what are the accountabilities that apply to black men? So those are the topics. I wanted to talk about the incident that happened in Buffalo with the white supremacists that took 10 lives of a beautiful black, I mean, wow. Like I said, I want to talk about that, but what I will do is, for right now, I will save that topic for next week. So that will be next week's topic. I will definitely bring that up as the political topic. I just don't feel comfortable talking about it since it just happened recently. I think it was a couple of days ago. Saturday it happened. And, just to sum up, a 18-year-old white supremacist went into a supermarket in Buffalo and literally just started shooting black people. And he streamed it live on his social media accounts. And, he was caught, apprehended, arrested, and will now be, go through the justice system. But still, 10 people lost their lives. He injured another 3 people, and it was live. And it's again, America has a lot of issues that we don't like to discuss, but we're going to discuss it next week. So I don't want to talk about it this week, because to do that, I feel it's not appropriate, especially with the family mourning and a lot of the, it's really fresh. But I will definitely bring something up next week about it. We're going to discuss that, as y'all know how I feel. So let's go ahead and get to the Facebook accounts and the IG accounts. Good evening. Good evening. Thank you so much. Blessings to everybody. Thank you for joining me. This is Speaking with Ajani Bakari Talk Show. I'm your host, Ajani Bakari. I'm going live on my YouTube channel, which is Ajani Bakari. You guys can go ahead, subscribe, like, comment, share, hit the ring bell notifications as I come on live every Monday night. And as you can see, we go live on my Facebook. So peace to my Facebook folks. And I got some love also on IG. So IG will also be involved. Tonight's show's topics, we're going to talk about, are you guys tired of Joe Biden yet? Okay, because, Joe Biden is out here to just spending our money, bro, spending our grandkids' money. And we're going to talk about Young Thug, okay, and his case, and being charged with a RICO, with a RICO act, and the feds are rounded up people because of Young Thug's case. And then we also have the last topic, which is going to be holding black men accountable. What are the things that black men are held accountable for? What are black men have a lack of accountability for? What are the things that we know that black men are held accountable for, should be held accountable for. So we're gonna talk about these three topics. I was on my YouTube celebrating my 25th episode today. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are doing my 25th episode of Speaking with Ajani Bakari Talk Show. I am very proud and humbled for your support and love, especially from my IG and my Facebook friends and folks. It's always a pleasure to do this because, again, I love to learn, and this allows me an avenue to learn so many different ways and so many different things. So, with this being said, thank you for joining me on my 25th episode as we celebrate, me going for 100 episodes. That's the goal. That was always the goal. I want to do at least 100 shows for you guys. So that would be at least close to 300 topics. And that would be a great thing. And maybe, less, because we're going to probably rehash some topics. But I definitely have gone back. You can go on my YouTube channel. Like I said, it's YouTube. It's on YouTube. It's Ajani Bakari. You guys can subscribe there. I got all the show content there. It's the greatest part of the show is definitely on YouTube. So, as far as tonight's show, though, I wanted to bring the topic up of what happened in Buffalo, but, being that it just happened and it's still fresh, I wanted to allow time for the families to mourn and not really speak on it too much. But next week we're going to discuss that. So tonight's topics is definitely good topics, and we're going to have some fun. So we'll let some folks join in once we let them, once we let everybody get in on YouTube and everywhere else. We'll get the show started. So thanks again for joining. Send out my notifications. Boom. All right. So here we are, trying to go live, sending out support to everybody. So, ladies and gentlemen, as I stated before, this is the 25th episode of Speaking with Ajani Bakari. Like I said, I hope to just keep bringing you guys good material, and hopefully you guys can enjoy what I bring, and you guys can come along and join this journey with me. Speak to me, tell me what you want to talk about, because I don't mind. I don't mind learning, and I don't mind teaching. I don't mind expressing myself, and I don't mind allowing folks to express themselves. That's one of the things about my Facebook account. If anyone's ever been on my Facebook account, you would see the variety and the diversity of comments and posts that I share or allowed to be, tagged onto my, I guess they call my feed or my, my page. So this show is definitely what it's made for. As you can see, I also have another show which talks about sports, and there's a tons of people who seem to have an eager enthusiasm to come speak to me about that. So we could always have fun and have these conversations. So, we're going to definitely tackle, the show. We're going to get right to it. As we get on to it. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is Speaking with Ajani Bakari Talk Show. I'm your host, Ajani Bakari. So tonight's topic, we're going to dive right in. We're going to talk about, are you guys tired of Joe Biden yet? And the reason I asked that is because, Joe Biden was supposed to be a savior of some sorts, right? Because supposedly the boogeyman, the orange man, was a boogeyman, right? He had to get removed. It didn't matter who was going to be the president. But y'all didn't just say that. Y'all really sold us on Joe Biden, right? Y'all sold us on Kamala Harris. Y'all sold us on the idea of the Democratic, love for everyone and their ideal of liberalism and being liberal. And, here we are a year and a half later, and what are we getting out of, Joe Biden's administration, especially for Black folk, right? Because this, if we really break it down, Black people, as far as a demographic, is the largest supporting group for Joe Biden and the Democratic party, and especially for this election, right? Because over 90% of African Americans voted for Joe Biden and Kamala Harris, which is the largest amongst any racial demographic. So that shows you how much Black folks are just focused on that, and they really, they really campaign towards Black people. They know how to do it. They do it so well. We were talking about this Buffalo situation. They use race as one of the key elements into their campaign to get elected. But what has Joe Biden done for Black America? Nothing at all. I mean, you can't really say he's done anything constructive. He can't do anything constructive if you let Black liberals tell you. But he passed the bill. The first bill he passed was the American Rescue Plan and the COVID Act. So it was a $1.9 trillion plan that he put together, and that's how we got that stimulus money last year. Everybody got that money where you got the tax credit for your child. If it was under 5, it was a certain amount, over 5, another amount. And that's where that money came from. So that $1.9 trillion that we're talking about comes from there. And that's the first bill he signed. So he puts that in the order. That was one of his plans, right? "Quote unquote, get us over the pandemic." It looks like everybody had to get sick to get over the pandemic. But either way, he did his job as far as the pandemic. We're out of it, right? That's, I guess y'all can give him that. And then the second bill he passed was the infrastructure and job bill, which was a $1.2 trillion bill. And this was a plan set up to, get jobs back after the pandemic, to get the bridges and roads fixed, but also to do stuff that would get America ready for electric vehicles. So there would be a lot more electric stations for electric cars and electric vehicles, a lot more companies being getting tax exemptions and things like that for training programs and getting their employees better training and all of this stuff. And so the government spending money there, right? That's another bill he passed. I at my job, they got us doing things that we normally didn't have to do, and they got us training for stuff and getting certified for things that we're not doing. I've heard other people tell me the same thing. So you got all that going on with Joe Biden. Then he passed another bill for the gay rights and the LGBT community, and to allow them to have more rights in certain adolescent areas, right? So they're allowed to get to be around children. They're allowed to get their surgeries done and things of that nature. And they also signed another bill for Asian hate. So there's a crime bill that was passed for them. Now we still didn't get the defundment of the police. Actually, he's funding the police more. We're not getting any reform in police reform. We're not getting anything in prison reform. None of these things that people were making fun of Kanye West and Ice Cube for talking to Donald Trump about. We didn't get none of that. But you know what Black folks got? We got Juneteenth as a federal holiday, y'all. I mean, look at that, y'all. This is what we got. That's what Black America got, man. And where y'all standing with this? I love to hear what y'all think, because at the end of the day, this man is and now he's asking for more money. He wants more money. He wants to pass a $40 billion bill to help Ukraine in their war efforts. Okay. After already signing a $13 billion bill just 2-3 months ago in March for Ukraine and all of that other stuff. So this guy is spending a lot of money. They're printing a lot of money. And maybe that's why they wanted Trump out of office, because maybe this wouldn't have happened with Trump or another president, but Trump would have been the one. But what are we going to do about Biden, bro? This man is literally spending money, man. This man is using our funds. That's what people don't understand. That's what white folks talk about. Like, this is what the Republicans talk about with these people. Like, they're just reckless with the money. A $40 billion bill, right? He wants to give $8.8 billion to the Ukraine government. Like, here you go. We're going to hand you some money. You know what I'm saying? They want to spend $5 billion for the countries that are affected by food shortages and materials and stuff that are provided by Ukraine. So they want to provide those countries $5 billion. Okay. They want to spend another $900 million just to teach Ukraine refugees English. All right. This is what they want. This is what the bill is all about. One of the Senate, people in the Senate basically stalled the bill over the weekend. because he felt that they were just tripping. Like, where's all this money supposed to be coming from? Nobody was trying to do nothing, but they want to pass this bill because of Ukraine. They want to help Ukraine. I don't know, man, where y'all at with this? Because Joe Biden, man, he's spending money after money after money, and he ain't doing, especially for black folk, he ain't done nothing for us, bro. He ain't done shit. You know what I'm saying? What's good, Jose? What's popping, brother? Thank you for joining me. You know, for me, I would say this. You know what I'm saying? I keep telling y'all this, man. Voting really don't matter. You know, you guys voted for this guy, and you think you voted for him or not, but this is what America's about. They spend money, and this is why they want to become president, because they can dictate so much. It's like becoming you know, it's like being the bank. You know, the person who plays the bank in Monopoly. That's what being the president of the United States is. You control the money. You control where the money can come from, how much money can be. You can create so much business for yourself. And the thing is that the reason Joe Biden wants to spend so much money in Ukraine is because of his son's ties and his ties. Excuse me. As I stated before, his ties to Ukraine. They have business interests in Ukraine. So if Ukraine loses to Russia and Russia eventually takes over Ukraine, all their business interests and investments for the past, whatever, 5-10 years are going to go to the gutter. So they need to keep Ukraine alive some way, somehow, without actually going to war with Russia. So this is what we have. You know, when we talk about Joe Biden, you know, am I tired of it? I don't know. I'm living my life. There's nothing I can really do about it. But are y'all tired of Joe Biden, man? Are y'all tired of the administration? And have y'all really seen what these people are doing? It's definitely not going to be some that our children are going to look back and say was great. He's definitely going to be one of those presidents that are going to be looked back as, you know, like a Gerald Ford. You know, nobody remembered your actual administration. And maybe Obama's taking, you know, is actually the person behind the scene doing all this shit, but we don't know. But I say Joe Biden needs to step up and do something, man. He needs to figure out something, especially now with what we're seeing. And I believe now, after this, you know, this crazy white supremacist, not even call him crazy, but this fucking white supremacist dude walks up into a supermarket and shoots people up. I think they're going to try to push this gun bill and try to get guns out the street, because, you know, this guy supposedly had even body armor and stuff. So, you know, talking about body armor and criminal act and guns, we're gonna move on to the next topic. And the next topic here is about Young Thug. Okay, Young Thug is a rapper, a 30-year-old rapper from Atlanta. He was very popular. He started with Cash Money about a decade ago. And he was very controversial as a rapper because he was very androgynous in his style. You know, he wore women clothes and painted his nails and had a very feminine demeanor about him. So a lot of elder statesmen in the hip hop community felt that he was a little bit flamboyant. And but he was loved. He had a few hits. You know, he ran the industry for a while, and he got hit with 56 counts indictment by the feds. Okay, they dropped the RICO case on him and the RICO Act on him. And if anybody don't know what the RICO Act is, the RICO Act is the Racketeering and Corrupt Organization Act. It was basically a law created to bring down the mafia. All right. It was actually made to bring down John Gotti in particular, because it was so hard to link, you know, mob bosses to certain crimes, because they didn't have no evidence to prove anything. So what they do with this is that your association with criminals automatically ties you as to a criminal organization or a racketeering or corrupt organization. So now they can pin charges on you for crimes that you had nothing to do with, if they wanted to, because that's the way it is. But obviously they pin it with other things. There's a connection. You have to be associated with this. So with Young Thug, and I believe there's another rapper named Gunna, they're with this record label called YSL record label, and it's really you know, it's really supposedly what the feds are saying is used as it's a criminal organization. It's basically a gang affiliated thing. They have social media evidence. They have so much evidence on this case. You know, they got possession of illegal drugs, from marijuana to controlled substances. They also have possessions of weapons and body armor. It's so many things that they have. Excuse me. Excuse me. But he's getting hit with all of this. This is a big thing, man, because these rappers, excuse me, these rappers get on the internet a lot, and they showcase their money and they showcase all of this stuff. But the feds and the, you know, the law enforcement is watching. The cops be watching these guys, man, and they implant their informants. And you know, this guy's about to do some serious time, because once the feds come at you, it's there's no turning around, because the feds take their time. The feds sit and wait, and they come after you with everything that they have, and they don't come after you until they have everything they need to get you. So with 56 counts sitting on this man, I don't know what he's gonna do. I don't know if he have enough lawyer power, because a RICO charge is damn near impossible to beat. And to show you how impossible it is to beat, John Gotti was known as the Teflon Don, because they couldn't pin nothing on John Gotti at all. John Gotti got off of murder cases and all types of trials, and was found not guilty. I mean, was acquitted, literally acquitted. It wasn't like it was a hung jury. He was literally acquitted. He was known as the Teflon Don in the state of New York, and the feds couldn't take it anymore. And a particular law professor came up with the RICO Act, and they signed it into bill, and that's how they caught John Gotti. From there, John Gotti just had to be associated with any kind of criminal organization, and they can pin you as the head leader. So he Young Thug is being put as like a leader, a head leader, a racketeering. I mean, they even saying that he tried to get people killed in prison. He put a bounty on dudes' heads and people's heads. So, and they have records of all of this. They have evidence to prove all of this. And like I said, once the feds come at you, more than likely they have 95 to 100% of the evidence that they need to actually convict you. So, they raided his house. They rounded up so many, and there's other people behind this, right? Because this is also involved with the music industry. So this is the thing that rappers go through nowadays. And, being that I'm in my 40s, when I was younger, rap was completely different. You know what I'm saying? But that's the things that those rappers got involved with too back then. That was the thing that Tupac used to mention about guys like Biggie, that they were being, extorted and funded by drug dealers, and even people like Suge Knight, who was known for being associated with gangs and affiliated with crime, and was considered an organized crime affiliate himself. But they can never really use the RICO law against people like that. But they actually did. Like, this is the first rapper that they threw the RICO law on. I mean, I don't know if anybody knows. Y'all can let me know. So peace. What's good? What's good? Peace, Evans. Peace, family. Much blessings. Everybody's enjoying it. Thank you for joining me. It's like I say, Ed, I see you over there. I get a little runny nose here, y'all. Excuse me. But yeah, man, I mean, we're talking about Young Thug. So Young Thug is facing some serious time. He might not get out of jail, man. He might not get out of jail. He might sit in the federal prison for the rest of his life. And if that's the case, a lot of rappers are going to be in because this is how they get people, man. This is how they get you, right? They start rounding up everybody in his crew, and they see who can turn, and who knows who's going to talk, and who's going to become an informant, who's going to become a confidential informant for the feds, and really get other people caught up in whatever stuff that they're doing. And that's the thing we talked about with that, the rainbow colored boy. You know what I'm saying? How he was an implant in the community. They put him in the hip hop community. They put him into the hood and got him surrounded with some real street cats that felt like they were going to use this kid's career to get themselves legit out of the streets, but they ended up getting caught up with an informant, an FBI informant, a Fed informant, and got all kind of charges pinned on him. And it's all flossing. It's all on the internet, flexing, showing out, and that's what's happening to Young Thug. So now all of these cases are being brought up on him, and he's gonna sit in jail for a long, long, long time, man. And I feel bad for him. But obviously, if he did what he did, he's gonna have to face the charges. He's gonna have to face, like they say, if you can do the crime, you gotta do the time. You gotta do the time. I don't know if y'all know anything else about this. I like I said, I don't know these rappers too well. I don't know how much money they make, and I always thought it was weird because we talked about black people making money. where these rappers and all these artists is making money from. I believe a lot of that money they show on the internet is prop money, is fake money. Kodak Black is known for saying that. Like, that's prop money. I don't think those cats are sitting around making 100,000 all the time. Like, you know what I'm saying? How many shows can you do? How many, you know? I mean, again, I'm not in that industry. I'm not in that market. I wouldn't be able to tell you all of that. But yeah, but you know, Young Thug, man, Young Thug. That's it. The young man is gonna have to the young man's gonna have to lawyer up, and he's gonna have to divvy out some money. We're gonna see if he has money. We're gonna see. And like I said, and there's gonna be more indictments coming. Okay, so there's gonna be more people that's gonna get charged for some stuff because they have, like I said, the feds do not play. The feds come after you. They sit. The feds sit back. They let you. They let you ride. The feds will let you ride for years. The feds will sit back for years and just keep collecting evidence. And then they'll grab you, and then you wouldn't even know it. You wouldn't even know. When they come, that's it. That's when you know. They kick in your door, waving the fofo, like Biggie would say. So, Young Thug and all his fans, wish y'all the best, man. Wish y'all the best, straight up and down. So we're gonna move on to the next topic because you know, I've been on my channel for a while doing this show, and one of the topics that I try to avoid is relationship talk a lot because it is a prevalent and a topic, and it's oversaturated. You know, the social media, platforms. But I wanted to talk about something because I see something that has not been talked about when it comes to relationships, and what is Black men being held accountable for. Because a lot of the stuff that we talk about with relationships, it seems that women need to be held accountable for a lot of things, right? And the one thing that I know for sure that they always talk about Black men as being protectors and providers, right? The P's are the most important things, right? So Black men are held accountable for, I guess, for making money, right? So that's one thing they want. Not enough Black men make money, but Black men get upset with that conversation. So do Black men hold that accountability to themselves? Do we look at ourselves and say, hey, we need to be making more money. We need to generate more funds so that we can be, better providers for our families and the women in our life, right? Because that's what we want to have, right? A lot of men want to talk about how they should have multiple women, but you don't make a lot of money. Or what are you held accountable for to be able to have that? What are the other things that Black men are held accountable for, right? We talk about protectors. Are Black men, what is a protector? I always talk about you have to protect, definitely you have to protect the weak, right? We talked about being alpha male, right? Because that's the topic. It's about being an alpha male. So if an alpha male is a protector, what is it that you're protecting? Is it just your own home? Or do you protect your community? We always talked about being a leader, right? Do you protect the weak? You're the strong one, so do you protect the weak? How does that work? I find a lot of people, brothers that don't feel comfortable helping anybody else. Kevin Samuels, God rest his soul, felt like he had a duty and a responsibility to help Black men. He wanted to help Black men. He wanted to talk to Black men. So he wanted to hold Black men accountable, right? For every action, right? One of his main things was how you look, your appearance, the way you carried yourself. We talked about that on last week's show. What other things do Black men be held accountable for? I find some things very disturbing in these conversations when I listen to these relationship gurus talk. One of the things that I find odd is that, so a woman decides to have a child, right? And then the instant talk is, well, why did you have a child with that man? If you knew he wasn't going to be a good father, if you knew he wasn't good enough to marry, if you knew he wasn't good enough for anything further than just a good night. But the thing I always say to myself is that, well, do we hold Black men accountable for actually busting a nut in a woman that you do not want to have anything with but a good night with? You know what I'm saying? Since we can't control whether or not she's going to keep the child, okay, and we cannot dictate to her to actually get rid of the child, how are you not holding yourself of any kind of responsibility for the fact that you actually said, fuck it, I'm just going to bust in this chick, and if she has a baby, it's on her? So, is fatherhood something that Black men are being held accountable for? It's so sad when we talk about fatherhood in the Black community that white people use it as a joke. It's one of the first. It's actually one of the first insulting jokes they'll throw at you. It's like, do you even know your father's name? You know what I mean? So that's one of the things I always wanted to bring up about black men being held accountable. Now, the statistics show black men are great fathers. We're involved in our children's lives. But from the social media guru talks, dating talks, a lot of black men seem to think that they don't need to be held responsible for somebody else's child, one, or be held responsible for a child with the woman they don't want to be with, which is fine. You don't have to be with the woman. But if you had a child with this woman and it is your child, then you should be taking care of that child. Another thing I always bring up about black men being held accountable for is marriages, right? Because more than 50% of black men have never been married. But we complain about black women not finding a suitable husband. But are there men out here truly trying to marry them? Are you out here really proposing and being denied? Or are you just out here enjoying your life? Where does all this accountability fall in at? And like, we always talk about being alpha males, right? Where is this alphaness and the accountability with the alphaness? It seems to not exist. And then now that Kevin Samuels is gone, I can just see it. I already see it now. These guys are running with it. They are running with it. They're saying the most dumbest shit I've ever seen in my life. And there's got to be some things we hold black men accountable for. So I agree with the way we are, the way we carry ourselves, our appearance. I believe that is very important. I don't think it needs to fit in a white or Eurocentric ideology or sense, right? Because I don't believe in fucking cutting my hair and all that other bullshit. But I still present myself accordingly. I know how to actually carry myself in public with other individuals. So I believe that's important. Making money, right? Of course, making money is important. We got to eat, right? We got to survive. That's a part of this stupid white supremacist world, is actually needing money. So money is something that black men must have. So we have to be held accountable if we're not making money. Obviously, black men need to do better than that. We talked about that on the Black Income episode. You could always go back and look at that. Another thing, like we said, being protectors. You should be respecting women. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to sleep with a woman to respect a woman, or nor do you have to disrespect a woman because other men are able to take advantage of her. Doesn't mean you have to let her take advantage of you, or you have to find a weak spot in yourself, but you should still be a man and be able to carry yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like with some, with some alphaness. So respecting women is number one thing. Protecting children, right? We have to protect our kids. We have to protect the kids in the community, in your family. These were things that I was raised. My grandma used to tell me, held you accountable for. So again, black men, I hold black men accountable for being fathers. You can't have a child and tell me it's not your responsibility anymore. It's your responsibility. I don't care how hard it is to deal with the mama. There's court systems for that. You don't have to deal with her. You can go to court. And some of y'all brothers should be going to court and taking y'all kids from some of these women, because these women ain't doing a good job. And we know this, right? Because that's why we got these shows and gurus talking about single mothers all the time. There are some women out here doing horrible jobs as mothers, straight up. But where are the fathers, though? Where's the man that's supposed to take honor in being a father? You don't need to be with her to be a father. You know what I'm saying? And only you could be a father. So that's the thing that I believe black men should be held accountable for. And obviously getting married, settling down, find a woman that can push you and strive you to do better and do the right things. Nobody. Why do you think Kevin Samuels got a lot of flack? Nobody respects a man that doesn't go home to somebody that can check him. And yes, a woman's going to check you. That's the point of having that. A lot of guys want to be free and single, but again, a lot of people don't respect that. A lot of people don't respect the man that just lives his life and doesn't hold no obligation towards anything but himself. A lot of people are not interested in that. People want to believe in you. They want to believe in what you can provide for them. Not to say you have to necessarily do that, but you have to be willing to be a man and do the things that man is supposed to do. So these are the things I feel black men should be held accountable for. But a lot of people don't hold black men accountable for a lot of things. But we get held accountable for a lot of shit too, though. So it's hard, man, because it's like we all know being a black man is really hard in America. It's fucking hard. It really is. Especially the fact that a lot of us don't make a lot of money. So and the fact that as a people we have a post traumatic disorder that keeps us from really understanding our self identity, our placement in the world. So we over exaggerate a lot, we overcompensate a lot. We do a lot of that because we live in a society that tells you what a man should be, and at the end of the day, a lot of that stuff doesn't fall under the platform of what a black man is. So Black men need to hold themselves accountable for a lot of things, and other people need to hold us accountable, but that's all good for us. Accountability does not hurt us. So if we're going to talk about black women need accountability, black men need accountability in a lot of areas. And we are, again, we are held accountable for a lot of things, but there's certain things we can do better at, and we can definitely hold ourselves accountable. Look out for one another. One last thing I want to bring up is that one thing I notice about with men that I don't notice with women is that men don't really support one another financially or in any kind of business way if it's not truly a quick quick buck. Women actually spend money with each other all the time. Women do lashes, they do feet, they do, they throw parties. I mean, women literally spend money with other women. They buy clothes from one another, they buy hair from one another. We only buy t-shirts and we got plugs. You know what I'm saying? We got to do a better job of supporting brothers that have businesses that do good, that do good work, that provide good services, and support them. You know what I'm saying? And that's what we got to do. So I hold black men accountable to that, looking out for one another. You know what I'm saying? Making sure that the other brother is straight. You know what I'm saying? That he's being a good father, he's being a good husband, he's being a good brother, he's being a good, black man. He's standing upright. You ain't got to get all into other people's business. But when you meet somebody, look at them and show them the respect of being that kind of a man. And you'll be surprised how many people will walk more upright once you carry yourself with such an aura. So, yeah, so again, ladies and gentlemen, this is the 25th episode of Speaking with Ajani Bakari. What's good, Jose? What you got going on for me? Let me see. Oh, Jose. With Ajani Bakari, I'm so humbled and again, I'm so thankful that you guys support me, continue to give me content to talk about, and I will continue to do this show. Like I told you guys, we're gonna go 100 episodes plus, and this is just the start. We're just a quarter of the way there. We got so much more so much more to do. Let me say what's up. Peace, Jazz. What's good? It's like I say. Hi, I'm here on time. Well, you're here on time if you're here on Haitian time. I don't know what happened, Jose. I don't think you can get on, Jose. I clicked on it. Bring them on camera. I don't know. Yeah, Jose, I don't know what happened there, brother. But either way, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to let you guys go and enjoy the rest of your Monday night. Again, next week's episode, we're going to definitely talk about this crazy white guy that ran up in there and killed, some beautiful black brothers and sisters. I mean, I don't even know the age of the individuals, but I know it's just devastating for the city of Buffalo. We're going to talk about that, and we're going to also talk about some other things, and I'll bring that to you. If you guys are interested in talking to basketball with me, I also got the GOAT James Kingdom on YouTube, and also on a Facebook group. You can follow me there. You can follow all my platforms on YouTube, IG, and Facebook. Just look up for Ajani Bakari, AJANI BAKARI, and you'll find me there. Okay, so you guys have a beautiful night. Thank you for joining me for the 25th episode, and I'll bring more for you as every Monday night is another special night. Much peace, much blessings, peace, and respect to everybody. Y'all have a great evening. Yeah, appreciate you, girl. Yeah, it's over. It's over. Ah.